Ay, Dios. ¿Qué carajo vamos a hacer acá? Todo me hace daño, Sardas. Es una misión imposible. Me rindo antes de empezar. Hablemos.
Hey, you!
He ido a la ciudad.
I've been
Puntos
to town.
And
suspensivos.
were you able to talk to the leader of the paladins?
No.
Oh, they won't let me see him.
Nonsense. There must be a way for you to see him. If all
Dame
else
ideas.
fails, enter the monastery, become a magician. That might
No,
be
gracias.
considered morally questionable, but it would get you what you need. If you were a magician, he would certainly have to see you.
¿Y hablaste con Lester?
Have you talked to Lester yet?
Yes, I have peppered him with questions. He was able to tell me a lot, but he is completely exhausted. It's almost a miracle that he survived this escape at all. I have sent him to bed for now.
What did he tell you?
Nothing good, I'm afraid. He has seen not only a dragon, but also men in black, hooded cloaks.
And?
If these men exist, then their presence will pose a possible threat. And I don't
Posible.
like that.
Todo es
Here,
una amenaza
keep
ahí
my
afuera.
ring. It will protect you against magic.
¡Qué bien! Ok, gracias por el anillo. A ver, Lester. Que está durmiendo. Ya es mediodía.
Damn it. What's up?
¿Sos maestro o algo? Lo de la planta de Constantino. Lo de las plantas para Constantino fue mano de santo.
The thing with the plants for Constantino worked like a charm. It got me past the city guards.
Just like I said. You should listen to me once in a while, my friend.
¿Y todavía estás agotado?
Are you still exhausted?
And how?
I told Zardis everything.
Now I'm going to sleep for a while. Like 1 or 2 days. Or longer.
Ok, suerte. Bueno, voy a volver a la ciudad, entonces me dio un anillo contra magia. Ay, cómo mierda abrir el inventario. Ok, ¿dónde está el anillo? Anillo. Anillo de espíritu, protección contra magia. Ok, listo. Ya tenemos un poco más de protección. Aunque todavía no me encontré enemigos mágicos. Por suerte. Probablemente me matarían de una. Muy probablemente. Ok, me voy a ir. No sé si primero a la granja esta de Lobart. Ah, pero no sé a qué voy a ir ahí. Normalmente nada más voy a dormir cuando estoy de paso. Estuve tratando de levelear un poco detrás de cámaras porque soy asquerosamente débil y lo sigo siendo incluso ahora. Me aumenté un poco la fuerza. Maté a unos cuantos lobos y aprendí el skill de... ¿cómo se llama? De sacarle pieles a los animales, porque lo necesito para la misión de... que tengo que darle pieles de lobo a uno de los que están ahí. De los mercaderes esto que tienen que darme la aprobación sí o sí, tengo que aprender esa habilidad. No es opcional ni nada, así que invertí oro en eso. Ah, el camino a la ciudad, vaya. Okay. Hay un botón para correr. No, es juego de 2002, no hay botón de correr rápido. Esta es la velocidad más rápida en la que te vas a mover durante horas y horas y horas. No sé cuántas, pero van a ser muchas. Estos son juegos típicos de 50 horas mínimo. Dependiendo cuánto sepas lo que carajo estás haciendo. Y yo no sé muy bien qué carajo estoy haciendo, así que puede que me tome más tiempo. Quizás alguno que ya está bien ducho en este juego lo pueda hacer en menos de 50 horas de taquito, pero este no es el caso. Ya conseguí las pieles de lobo para el idiota este, así que se las voy a dar. Esta misión ya está hecha. Así me saco uno de estos de encima. Habla de... sobre las pieles de lobo.
About the wolfskins, I've got them. Here.
Great. I knew you would be suitable for this job.
¿Viste?
Here's the pay I promised you. And what do you think? Isn't this better work than banging away at swords all day or filling little bottles in a dusty chamber?
Me parece que no te caiga en Constantino, ¿no? Ok, pues hablamos, tengo que seguir completando esas estúpidas misiones. No, con vos ya hablé. Este me había pedido que vaya a sacarle oro, que vaya a chantajear a una tipa. A ver. Vos tenías una opción de conversación. He venido por Grita.
I've come about Grita.
My niece? What's your business with her? This isn't about money.
Siempre es por dinero.
She owes 100 gold pieces to the merchant Mateo.
Tell me this isn't true. Ever since that little piece of work moved in with me, I've had nothing but trouble. She's in debt with practically every single merchant in town. I had to borrow 200 gold pieces from Lamar, the moneylender, just to settle her debts. And now this. Grita should be in the house. Go ahead, ask her. But I tell you this, she doesn't have a single gold piece.
We shall see.
Después hablamos. Vamos a hablar con Grita. Quiero sacar de encima estas misiones rápido, así puedo ir a aventurarme.
What do you want, stranger? If you've come to beg, I must disappoint you. I am a poor widow. My name is Grita. Ever since my husband died, I have been running the household for my uncle Thorabin.
Oh. ¿Y qué tal todo?
How's it going?
Same as always, but I don't want to complain.
Mateo me envió, aún le debe cierto dinero.
Mateo sent me. You still owe him some gold.
He wants his money? What for? The goods he delivered were flawed, bad fabric, and bad seams. And did you look at the colors? Those are not the colors I ordered. That's fraud, that is. Let me tell you. Back when my husband was alive, he wouldn't have dared to do that. Oh, my poor husband.
Bla, 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 bla. Corta el rollo, ¿dónde está la pasta?
Cut it out. Where's the gold?
But I don't have the gold. I'm only a poor widow.
Supongo que solo tenemos que vender tu mercancía.
Then we'll simply sell a few of your togs. I'm sure you've still got a bunch of stuff in your closet.
How dare you, uncouth lout. All right, here, take the gold.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And now will you please leave my house?
Espera, primero quiero leer el atril, esto da experiencia. Bien. Ahora sí. Quizás me paso otra vez, tenés dos cofres acá. Cuando desbloquee la habilidad que me tiene que enseñar tu tío. A ver, hablemos con el idiota de este. ¿Para dónde era? Acá. No encontraba la puerta. Aquí tienes tus 100 monedas de oro.
Here's your 100 gold pieces.
And? Did she cause any problems?
None to speak of.
Good. You've held up your part of the deal.
Ayúdame a convertirme en aprendiz de uno de los maestros.
Help me sign on as an apprentice with one of the masters.
Don't worry. I'll keep my part of the bargain. The other masters will only hear the best about you from me.
Bien. Esto lo voy a pensar. Porque claramente la armadura la voy a necesitar, pero quiero que sea considerablemente mejor que la que estoy usando ahora, que no es una armadura. A ver. Viste, quería plantitas que todavía no las tengo todas. Estoy seguro, todavía me faltan ortigas de fuego, esas mierdas, no sé dónde carajo están.
And Enos, in his wisdom,
¿Puedo interrumpir? Va atrás.
Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vakras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Háblame del anillo de agua.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I do that?
Toma, tengo una carta para ti.
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me? indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
Ah, ¿qué me había dicho el tipo que se la dé? Del cazador, cabalón.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point. Whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
Me envía Cavalor.
Cavalorn sent me to you.
And what did he tell you?
He said you're in dire need of more good people.
Aha. So, you want to join us, son?
Yo qué sé. Si tenés alguna armadura o algo. Háblame del anillo de agua, viejo, no te hagas el misterioso.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
And why would I...
Ay. Tengo esta tablilla de piedra.
I've got this stone tablet. Can you tell me more about it?
Those are artifacts from the old culture, which we have been investigating for some time. There are several kinds of them. Some contain information about the history of the ancient people, and that is the kind I am interested in. Bring me all of those that you can find.
¿Y qué me das a cambio?
I shall give you an appropriate reward.
Tengo más tablillas de piedra para ti.
I've got another stone tablet for you.
Great. Here, take a few potions as a reward.
Quiero unirme al anillo de agua.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Now, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us to trust you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it. But I know nothing about you at all.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
Pronto ocurrirán cosas terribles.
Terrible things are bound to happen soon.
Terrible things, hmm? How do you know this?
Zardas, el mago, me lo contó. Él me dijo que no le diga a nadie, pero yo te digo,
Zardas, the magician.
soy de confianza.
He sent me to warn the
Te conozco hace menos de 5 minutos.
Necromancer. So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
Soy un antiguo convicto.
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Carinus.
You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zardas, the necromancer,
De locos, ¿no?
that terrible things are going to happen.
Yep.
And you have come to report this to the Paladins. I think there's something you're not telling me.
¿Cómo que?
If you're worried I might pass on what you tell me, then let me reassure you. I have sworn to keep all secrets I am entrusted with to myself.
And what about all the people here?
They only understand half of what I preach to them. So don't fret. Let's start over at the beginning. What's that message?
Han venido dragones.
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legend.
No me vas a preguntar de nuevo por Zarda,
You know
¿no?
this.
Zardas.
Vamos a
I know
saltear
this
esto.
man as a wise and mighty master of magic. Where do you come from?
I'm
Activo
a former
convicto.
convict from.
You are a former prisoner who has been told by Zod that
Sí.
dragons have come to
Así
conquer
es.
the country.
Ahora te lo crees.
And you have come to report this to the Paladins.
Ajá.
That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me.
¿Viste?
Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
¿Y qué tengo que hacer para unirme al anillo?
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If
Dale.
you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
He vencido al durmiente, ¿te parece suficiente?
I have vanquished the sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have
Un
not
jefe
heard
muy
that it
tedioso.
was achieved by
Ni
a
siquiera era
single
un
man.
jefe eso. No peleé
Although
directamente
your
con
eyes
él.
tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
He liberado a mucha gente y la barrera ha caído.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that. The great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Carinus these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town.
En eso tenés razón.
Return unharmed.
¿Y qué tipo de hazaña crees?
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Carinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water.
Okay.
However,
Yes?
you should take your message to the paladins first.
Oh.
I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
Pero Lord Hagen no va a recibirme.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
¿Y a qué comunidad me debo unir?
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son.
¿Y ustedes no son la
Laris
comunidad?
can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
Ok, lo haré.
I shall do that.
Y sobre la gente desaparecida.
About those missing people.
Yes?
¿Y dónde empiezo a buscarlos?
Where should I start looking for them?
Most of those people disappeared down by the harbor. That's probably where you should start your search.
A ver, atrás. Tenés más. ¿Más qué? Quiero hacer una donación a Adanos.
I want to make a donation to Adanos.
A donation to the Church of Adonos would alleviate a part of the sins which
Espero que
you
no sea
may
muy
have committed,
caro.
my son. How much can you give?
50, no más.
I've got 50 gold pieces.
I thank you in the name of Adonos, my son. Your gold will be distributed among the needy.
¿Me bendeciste, hijo puta? Ok. Háblame de los dioses.
Tell me about the gods.
What exactly would you like to know?
Háblame de Belial.
Tell me about Beliar.
Beliar is the dark god of death, destruction, and all things unnatural. He is in eternal battle with Innos, but Adonos guards the balance between the two.
Como Lucia.
Only a few humans follow the call
O
of
Rayquaza.
Beliar. However, he grants great strength to those who do.
Háblame de Adanos.
Tell me about Adanos.
Adonos is the god of the center. He is the scales of justice and guardian of the balance between Innos and Beliar.
Cool.
He commands the power of change, age. His gift is the water in all the oceans, rivers and lakes.
Y Belia no nos regaló nada.
Priests are the water mages, just as I am a servant and priest of Adanos.
Excelente. Y háblame de Inos.
Tell me about Inos.
Very well. Inos is the first and highest god. He created the sun and the world. He commands light and fire, his gifts to humanity. He is law and justice. His priests are the magicians of fire. The paladins are his warriors.
Bueno. A ver qué va a tener. ¿Y puedes enseñarme algo? Nah, no me interesa. Háblame del puto anillo,
Tell me
dale.
about the Ring of Water.
Since you are not yet a member
Oh,
of the
yeah.
community, I cannot tell you everything, of course. But I shall tell you what I may.
Dale. ¿Quiénes son los miembros?
Who are the members of the Ring of Water then?
I cannot tell you that until you join the ring. But you will certainly have met some of them by that time.
¿Dónde están los otros magos de agua?
Where are the other water mages?
They are exploring the ruins of an old culture northeast of Corinus.
Dale la
I
presentación.
suspect that those ruins might contain a passage to a part of the island which is as yet uncharted.
Ah. Hábleme más de esa zona inexplorada.
Tell me more about that uncharted area.
If you're interested in joining the expedition, I could send you to Satyrus with a letter. You can only participate, of course, as long as you're one of us.
Oh.
Of course.
¿Y a qué se dedican?
What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Inos and the Chaos of Beliar. If one of the two sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly chaos. Therefore, we guard the balance between the two. That's what makes life in this world possible for all.
¿Y qué significa eso en términos prácticos?
And what does that mean in concrete terms?
The fall of the barrier has evoked numerous threats. The bandits are probably the most obvious one. Not only has it become all but impossible to travel the island without being attacked, there's someone in town, too, who supports the bandits. We have found out that the bandits receive regular deliveries from a weapons merchant in Corinus. We try to find such people and keep them from endangering the city. If you can find out anything about this, let me know.
Ok. ¿Hay algo que pueda ayudarme en mi búsqueda?
Is there anything that could help me with my search?
You're a very persistent young man. But I actually can think of something that could make your tasks easier for you. I shall give you this ore amulet. You'll certainly be able to use it. It is an amulet of the searching will-o'-the-wisps. There are only very few of them. The will-o'-the-wisp that inhabits this amulet has very special properties. It can help you find things that normally elude the naked eye. You summon it by simply wearing the amulet. If it loses its power, or you cannot find it, simply put on the amulet again and it will reappear. The will-o'-the-wisp can detect weapons. It could be very helpful to you in investigating the weapons deliveries to the bandits. Treat it well, and it will never fail you.
Una voluntad de la espiral en un amuleto.
A will-o'-the-wisp in an amulet?
Will-o'-the-wisps are admirable creatures. They consist of pure magical
Que es una adicta.
They are bound to the magical ore in this world. It is their origin. It gives them their strength. I'm not surprised that you've never heard of them. They only appear to the person who bears the ore to which they belong. Will-o'-the-wisps living in the wild have been forcefully removed from their sources. They will attack anyone who approaches them. There is no way to help those pitiful creatures. You would better stay away from them.
Hablas mucho. ¿Y puede hacer más cosas la voluntad de la espiral?
Can the will-o'-the-wisp do more than that?
More than look for close combat weapons? Not unless you teach it. I think Riordian knows how to teach these beings. He is one of us, currently traveling with Satyrus. Perhaps he can tell you more.
Satyrus, me suena. Ese estaba en el primer juego, me parece. Gracias, lo cuidaré como nadie.
Thank you. I shall take good care of it.
Para mí que no sirve para nada eso. Y... ok, listo. Dejemos de hablar, basta. Si no todo el video va a ser...
If you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
Dale. Lars. ¿Dónde mierda está Lars? O sea que ya tengo la bendición que me había pedido este. Y ya me puede enseñar. ¿Dónde carajo está el pelotudo ese? ¿Dónde está la calle de los Mercaderes? Mira por aquí. Ah, no, acá no es. Sí, bueno, en este juego de Piranha Bytes siempre hay mucha charla. El tema es que yo siempre salteo toda la charla y es como que no pierdo tiempo en eso cuando juego solo, pero acá es como que quiere todo, quiero que aparezca todo, digamos, ¿no? ¿Puedes enseñarme a abrir cerraduras?
Can you teach me how to pick locks? You have paid Gritter's debt with Mateo. You seem to be a decent fellow. I shall teach you what you want to know.
Sí.
However, I cannot do it for free. I still have a mountain of debts, and I need the money.
Yo no sé si tengo mucho que digamos.
200 gold.
Oh, la puta madre, viejo. Ok.
Maybe later.
Sí. A ver, pará. Ah, sí, tengo, pará.
Hey, you.
Tu sobrina tenía 100 monedas de oro.
Your niece had 100 gold pieces. What? The brazen little serpent. That was my gold. She took it from my chest. Give it back to me. I have to pay off Lamar first. Mateo can get his money later.
No, y la cagué, ¿no? Sí. Pasa que este me tiene que... Acá tenés, dale.
Here's your gold.
Lo voy a recuperar.
Now I have at least part of the money I owe Lamar. I can't believe she had the audacity to take my gold.
Ok, tengo que recuperar ese oro, que lo puedo recuperar rápidamente. Acá. Hay un tipo que organiza peleas y es débil, así que voy a apostar 50 contra él, lo voy a hacer un par de veces. Y recupero el dinero perdido. No hay que desesperarse. Ahí la cagué, no tuve que haber hecho esa pregunta. A veces no hay que preguntar mucho. Ok, vamos a guardarlo acá. Y vamos a pelear. Nada más tiene un garrote, me parece este. ¿Qué estás haciendo?
What are you doing here?
This is my home. But if you mean, what do I do all day? I arrange fights.
De esto me acuerdo, es de donde sacaba plata siempre.
You arrange fights?
Every day.
Es una manera muy fácil de conseguir dinero.
And right here, behind the warehouse in the harbor district. Home sweet home.
Sí, bueno, dale. ¿Cuáles son las reglas?
What are the rules for the fight?
Quite simple. All regular weapons are allowed, no bows or crossbows, and no magic.
No te preocupes, no tengo magia ni nada de magia.
As soon as one of us is flat on his back, it's over. Got it? Whoever leaves the ring is out. So if you quit, I win. The stake is 50 gold coins. If you win, you get 100 back. If not, well, then your money is down the drain. Got it?
Yep.
¿Y vives detrás del almacén?
You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate. So, I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
Oh. ¿Y a quién le vendiste la espada?
To whom did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Jorah. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
¿Y qué sabe de la guerra contra los orcos?
What do you know about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war's been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
Ok, peleemos.
I want to fight against you.
Do you have 50 gold pieces?
Sí. Acá están.
Here you are.
We have a new challenger. The bets are placed. Are you ready?
Vení.
Come here.
Then let's see what you can do.
Dale, saca el arma. Ay, qué carajo estás haciendo, nene. Dale.
Give it your all.
Que hace tanto que no tenía una pelea que me había olvidado cómo carajo agarrar. Cómo desenfundar el arma. Ok. Vamos a esperar a que se levante, puede que pase un rato. Y disfrutaron lo que vieron. Soletes. Hagan apuestas más grandes. Necesito más que 50 moneditas de oro. Levantate, Alric, dale. Sos un debilucho.
Oh man, you pack quite a punch.
Sí, boludo, sí.
Here's your 100 gold pieces. You've earned them. And one more thing. No one talks about what goes on behind the warehouse. The militia puts everyone who does the slightest thing here behind bars. And those boys don't like to see betting on fights.
No te preocupes, no voy a decir nada. Necesito tu oro. Una y otra vez lo voy a necesitar. Ok, vamos a buscar el tipo ese Lars. O sea, de toda esta parte me acuerdo porque sí llegué a jugarlo. Yo más o menos abandoné, creo que en el capítulo 2 de esto, que es después de que te unís a alguna de las facciones. Y es como que ya no sabía qué carajo hacer y me pareció muy difícil y dije al carajo. Y pasé a otras cosas más sencillas. A ver, guardarlo por acá, me parece que me iban a atacar o algo. Algo pasaba acá. Ah, este imbécil. Pará que tengo que pelear con ese.
What are you doing here?
Hey Lars, vieja sabandija.
Hey Lars, you old scoundrel, how did you get here?
I was able to escape to the Valley of Mines just in time, together with Lee and some of the other boys. You remember Lee, don't you?
Sí. Claro que recuerdo a Lee.
Of course I remember Lee.
I got out of the colony with him then, just after the barrier was destroyed. He and his boys are now on the farm of Onar, the landowner. He made a deal with the farmer. He and his boys defend the farm, and Onar feeds them in return.
Me envía Vatras.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
Vatras me ha dado este ornamento para ti.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water maiden.
No te quejes. ¿Y cuál es tu cometido en el puerto exactamente?
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't talk about that. Vatras would have my head.
¿Puedo llevar el ornamento por ti?
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
Sobre la gente desaparecida.
About those missing people.
Decime lo que sepas.
Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
¿Y no debe ocuparse la milicia?
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
Atrás. ¿Y qué tienes tú que ver con Batres?
So what's your business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Háblame más de Lee y sus mercenarios.
Tell me more about Lee and his mercenaries.
What do you want to know?
¿Cómo encuentro las granjas esa?
How do I find the landowner's farm?
It's quite simple. You leave the seaport by the east gate and then follow the path towards the east. I can take you there if you want.
Nada, por ahora no. ¿Y por qué no estás con Lee y sus mercenarios?
Why aren't you with Lee and his mercenaries?
But I am, just not on the farm. You could say I'm our outpost in the city. We don't want the ship to sail without us.
¿De qué barco estás hablando? ¿De ese que tienes ahí atrás y se ve a la distancia?
What ship
No seas
were you talking
imbécil.
about?
It's on the open sea harbor, behind the cliffs. Lee and a few of his people really want to get away from here, but that could take a while.
Why?
You'd better ask Lee about that. If you meet him, he's got plans.
Y háblame más de los mercenarios.
Tell me more about the mercenaries.
Well, if you're as tough as you were back then, you shouldn't have any problems with them. Most of them are ruffians, and if you can't stand up to them, you won't get far. If you're squeamish, you don't have a chance of joining them.
Soy bastante remilgado. Y a ver qué puedes enseñarme.
Can you teach me something?
Sure. I can help you become stronger and more dexterous if you like.
Enséñame.
Teach me something.
Aunque no tengo ahora, me parece. Fuerza, destreza. Está bien. Ya sé quién puede enseñarme esto. Ok. Batras dijo que podías ayudarme a unirme a una comunidad.
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee. And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
No sé, la verdad. Lo voy a pensar, después te digo.
I'll have to think about it.
Háblame más del anillo de agua.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians. But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
Como la identidad de Sardas. Tengo que hablar con los paladines.
I must talk to the paladins by any means.
What do you want from them?
They've got a powerful amulet, the Eye of Vinos. I must have it.
And you think they'll give it to you? You'll never get into the upper end of town.
¿Y sabes qué están haciendo aquí los paladines?
Do you know why the paladins are here?
Nobody knows for sure. Lots of people think it's because of the orcs, but I think there's another reason. It probably has something to do with the old penal colony.
Vos sí. Necesito tu ayuda.
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
¿Una armadura mejor?
What about some better armor?
Mateo sells armor, but he'll probably charge you an arm and a leg for it. There is a way you could get it cheaper, though, if you don't mind pulling a fast one on the militia.
What do you mean?
There's a storage area next to Mateo's house, but all the merchandise has been
Ah, sí,
confiscated
lo tengo
by
puesto.
demolition. Go to Zurus at the marketplace and get yourself a sleeping spell. Then you send the guards off to Dreamland. I'm sure you'll find some decent armor among Mateo's stuff.
Sí, lo tengo puesto. ¿Un arma mejor?
I need a better weapon.
There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Have you tried the marketplace?
¿Dinero?
I need some money.
Don't we all? Sorry, but I have none to give you. But Lamar, the moneylender, still owes me a favor. Go to him and borrow whatever money you need. I'll take care of the rest. You'll find Lamar in the Harbor District, where it borders on the lower part of town.
Ok. Quiero unirme al anillo de agua.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me. But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
¿Y cómo hiciste para impresionar a los magos de agua?
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
¿Y cómo es pertenecer al anillo de agua?
What's it like to belong to the ring?
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Corinus. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do.
Lo
The
dudo.
only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members are. We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
Bueno, creo que eso es todo por ahora. ¿Me vas a decir tu cometido?
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I'm doing what we all do. I fulfilled the tasks the water mages give me. Some of the missing people were fishermen. They disappeared along with their boats. That's why I'm standing here, watching the harbor. Maybe something will happen yet, but you could help me. Listen, I shall give you my Aquamarine Ring. It signifies that the bearer belongs to the Ring of Water. If you wear my ring, the rest of us will know that you're acting on my behalf. Get someone to take over my duties so that I can take the ornament back. One of us is always keeping an eye on the marketplace, but I don't know whose turn it is. You had better go talk to all those standing around there. Once the right man sees my Aquamarine Ring on you, he will let you know. Tell him to see to it that somebody else takes over here at the harbor.
Ok. Vamos a ponernos el anillo de agua marina. Amuleto. ¿Qué es esta mierda? Y ponete esto. ¿Qué pasa acá? ¿Qué es esto? Adita, ¿qué querés mostrarme? Está acá adentro. Las armas. O lo que sea. Están dentro de este edificio, eso. Eso es lo que sucede. Bueno, tengo que no quedar el pelotudo ese que está ahí. Y eso haré. Vamos a guardarlo antes. No recuerdo si era fuerte o no. Mau.
Hey, I don't know you. What do you want here? Are you headed for the tavern?
¿Y qué? ¿Te importa?
Yes, do you mind?
You've got no business here, Runt.
¿Eh? Veo que tendré que zurrarte.
I see. I'll be forced to tan your hide in order to make any progress.
You're welcome to try, Runt. Show me what you got.
Venga. Bien. Dame. Dame la rama gruesa también. A ver. Mi amuleto me dice que hay... Tienes cosas por acá. Está ahí al lado tuyo, no sé si lo ves. Así que creo que quiero meterme ahí y sacarte las armas que estás contrabandeando, Solete. Nagu.
Hey, I haven't got time to chat with you. Talk to Cardiff if you want information.
Uy. Vos. ¿Qué pasa?
How are things?
If you want something to drink, you'll have to order it.
Apuesto que te enteras de un montón de cosas.
I bet you overhear a lot of things.
Ahí está el arma.
I've always got an open ear for news.
Have you got your purse open then? Every piece of information I give you.
¿Por qué hablas tan bajito? No. No te daré más de 5 por tu información.
I'll give you no more than 5 for your information.
What? 5 gold pieces? Are you trying to ruin me? Let's make it 7.
No, no va así. Digamos 6.
No, it doesn't work that way. Let's say 6.
You're a scoundrel, you know that? Well, if you insist, is it really true? Let's say 6 gold pieces for each piece of information.
Dale.
Do you really think?
Necesito información.
I need information.
¿Quiénes están entre los ciudadanos influyentes de esta ciudad? Ay, que Pará. No, porque me está volviendo loco. Espera. Hasta que te parió. Estúpida cosa. Si sabía que eras tan molesta, ni te ponía. A ver, amuleto. Sí, cállate, por favor. Habla. Información.
I need information.
¿Quiénes están entre los ciudadanos influyentes de esta ciudad?
Who counts among the influential citizens in this town?
Hablas muy bajito, Cardiff. Pensé que te estabas bugueando el sonido por la mierda esa de colgante que tenía, pero no. Ok. ¿Quién está en deuda con Lemar?
Who's in debt to Lamar?
If you want to know that, you should take a look at his ledger. Only it might be pretty difficult to do that without him noticing. As far as I know, he always carries it as if I didn't have another.
¿Dónde puedo encontrar trabajo?
Where can I find work?
You're not likely to find work down here at the harbor. You need to go to the craftsman in the lower part of town for that. But if you wield a decent blade, you can go challenge Amulet and fight for gold behind the warehouse.
Tu información es inútil. ¿Qué sabes de los ciudadanos desaparecidos?
What do you know about the missing citizens?
All I know is that some people have vanished during the last few days. It's especially bad down here in the harbor, so maybe you should ask around here a bit. There were some cases in the lower part of the city, too. If you want to know more, you should talk to Corrigan. He has his tavern in the lower part of town, and he's likely to know a thing or two.
Bien.
Or the fish merchant down by the quay might know something, too. Many people are watching him.
¿Y quién puede enseñarme algo aquí?
Who can teach me something here?
There are a few competent people here in the harbor district. Carl the blacksmith is a sturdy. I agree with you completely. I'm sure you want to get stronger. There's a lot of me fighting. And Lars is a cunning warrior. He's down here in the harbor sometimes as well. And if you're crazy enough to go see your late guys, he knows all about Alvin's potion.
Where can I find all these people?
Oh, boy. The king will have won his war against the orcs before I'm done explaining that to you. Just look around the harbor district and you're bound to find them. And if you don't know your way about, go to Bram and buy yourself a map. He's easy to find. His hut is right next to my tavern. You should have tried double for that one. Why haven't I heard about this before?
¿Hay algún trabajo especial que pueda hacer?
Is there any special work to be had around here where I could make some quick money?
Something special, you say? Change that.
Hmm?
Go talk to Nagor then. Maybe he can all kinds of rules.
¿Y vos tenés algo especial para que yo haga?
Got anything special for me to do?
I've got something for you, but that should only interest you if you're a man of versatile talent.
What have you got?
Well, Zorus, the potion vendor in the marketplace, currently has a guest, Darren the fire maker.
Sí, lo conozco.
And?
He had a new chest made specially for him by Torben the carpenter. They say that this Darren has brought a bunch of valuable stuff with him, but you didn't hear that from me, understand? I don't want to hear that.
Nos vemos.
That doesn't amaze me.
Ese es Alreg. Nagur, háblame. Cardi dice que podrías tener un trabajo para mí.
Cardiff says you may have a job for me.
Well, well. So you're looking for a special job. Okay. But we play by my rules, understood?
What does that mean?
That means you do what I say and you get a third of the profits. If you
Nah.
don't like it, then there's no job.
Somos compañeros de negocios, así que vamos a medias. No te vas a hacer
We're
bebo.
business partners, so it's 50-50.
Okay, I thought I'd give it a shot. Of course, we'll split our profits fairly.
Muy bien, ¿cuál es el plan?
All right, what's your plan?
You know the merchant Baltram, don't you? If not, it's time you talk to him. This Baltram has a messenger who supplies him with goods from Akil's farm. That is, he had a messenger. Until I cut his throat. And now Baltram has to get a new one, and that will be you. Your job is to get hired by Baltram and fetch the delivery from Akil. You bring it to me, and then I'll set it on to an interested customer. He'll fork over a tidy little sum for it. And just don't try selling the stuff yourself. Have you got all that?
¿Y cuánto se ganará?
How much will the profit be?
I can't say exactly, but I estimate around 400 gold pieces.
¿Dónde está la granja de Aquil?
Where is Akil's farm?
Leave the city by the east gate. That's directly on the marketplace. If you follow the road to the right, you'll soon come to a few steps cut into the rock. Go up there, and you'll come to Akil's farm.
¿Cuándo debería hablar con Beltram?
When should I talk to Baltram?
You can go right away. He should know by now that his messenger won't be showing up anymore.
¿Dónde puedo encontrar a Beltram?
Where can I find Baltram?
He has his stall in the marketplace.
Ok, estoy listo.
Well then, I'm all set.
Good. Then get on your way. But if you try to cheat me, you'll soon be every bit as dead as the messenger. Don't forget.
Captado. Ok. Voy a guardar un segundito, a ver si puedo meterme ahí y agarrar esa arma que me marcó el amuleto. Hola. No. Se pongan locos. No se alteren. Jeje. Jeje. ¿Me vieron? Hola. ¿Todo bien? Bueno, me voy. ¡Oh! No puedo subir. Mierda. ¿Por qué no puedo? ¿Por qué? Acá no hay nada. Ok, salí de acá a ver cómo. Así está bien. Entonces quedaron acá medio. Ok, ¿qué tengo que hacer? Debo hablar con ese tal Baltram. Tengo que investigar sobre las desapariciones. Ah, y el martillo de orco, ya me acuerdo dónde está. Voy a ir a buscar eso. El arma de orco, digo. No es necesario que mate al puto orco ese que está en la puta cueva. Hay un arma de orco que está tirada por ahí convenientemente para que alguien como yo la agarre y no tenga problemas. Porque en este momento me es imposible pelear con uno de ellos. Así que tengo que hacerlo de la manera inteligente. Era por acá. Estaba en una cuevita por acá. Por acá ya liberé todo el lugar. Así que va a ser una caminata cómoda. Pero creo que hay unos... Hay bandidos, hay enemigos humanoides ahí adentro y esos pueden ser un problema. Con eso voy a tratar de no pelear. O sea, contra enemigos tipo lobos jóvenes o ratatopos o esas mierdas sí puedo pelear, pero contra otras cosas mejor ni molestarse. Estaba acá está. Hacha ligera barca, listo. Ya tenemos otro más que nos va a dar su aprobación. Para, me parece que me vieron esos mierdas. Corre, corre. Espero que me sigan hasta ahí donde están los guardias de la entrada de la ciudad. Así me lo saco de encima. Pero, carajo, no pensé que el otro me iba a pedir las 100 monedas de oro por sacársela a la otra, a la sobrina. Y si quedo en malos términos con él, no me enseña las habilidades para abrir cerraduras. Y eso es muy malo. Porque necesito esa habilidad, la necesito sí o sí. Porque después detrás de cámara voy a empezar a robar absolutamente todo lo que pueda robar. Así tengo mucho oro y muchas cosas. Y como va a resultar un poco tedioso grabar todo eso, ya es bastante tedioso es que tenga que bancarme todas las putas conversaciones y mostrarlas todas, porque... O sea, como digo, si estuviera jugando yo solo no sería problema, pero acá es como que quiero mostrar todo lo que es la experiencia del juego y todo lo que el juego tiene para dar, y dentro de esas cosas están las líneas de diálogo que cada personaje tiene para decir, y no puedo saltearlas. Me veo obligado a mostrarlo todo. Eso es lo malo de jugar de esta manera. Tengo el arma de orco que querías.
I've got the orc weapon you wanted.
Show me. It's been a while since I've had a weapon like this in my hands. I was a soldier back in the Orc War. Those were tough times, I can tell you.
Sí, te creo.
Think you could do it? I'm impressed.
¿Puedo hacerme aprendiz de otro maestro?
Can I sign on as an apprentice with a different master?
You're a good man. I'll give you my approval. Brian will still be here for a while, and a strong lad to take his place will turn up in time.
Ok. Nos vemos. Entonces te llama Pro. A ese Constantino no hace falta encontrar las plantas, porque al tipo ni le importa que las tenga o no. O sea, da la aprobación, por más que no lo tenga. Ok, ¿qué mierda más tenía que hacer? ¿Dónde está ese Baltram? Creo que lo voy a dejar para el próximo video, en todo caso, porque... A ver, voy a hablar con vos, Meldor.
Hey, you!
What do you want?
I wanted to have a look around here.
Then where exactly are you headed?
¿Qué cosas interesantes hay aquí para ver?
What interesting things are there to see here?
There's a cat house here and a tavern. The landlord's name is Cardiff. If it's information you want, he'll be the right person to talk to. Do you, need money, by the way?
¿Lo regalas?
Are you giving it away?
No, but right across the street here is the house of Lamar, the moneylender. I'm sure he'll give you a few gold pieces. Just go ahead.
Trabaja para Lamar.
Do you work for Lamar?
No, para esto ya te lo pregunté, ¿no?
Smart kid.
Ah, no. ¿Y ha sucedido algo emocionante?
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Not long ago, the city guards turned the entire harbor district upside down. They were searching for stolen property. There've been plenty of thefts here lately, especially in the better quarters. They're obviously trying to blame the poor suckers at the harbor for everything.
En realidad iba de camino hacia el barrio alto.
Actually, I was on my way to the upper quarter.
Yeah, right. And I was about to board a ship and have it take me to the king for an audience. People like you and me haven't been allowed in the upper quarters since the paladins came.
¿Y eres habitante de la ciudad?
Are you a citizen of this town?
If you mean do I live here, yeah. But still they won't let me into the upper quarter. Only the toughs can get in there, or the merchants and craftsmen from the lower end of town. The people from the harbor district don't carry much weight in Corinus. There isn't even a regular militia patrol down here.
Les importa un carajo. Ok. Voy a hablar con el idiota ese que decís. ¿Dónde está? Lemar. Bueno, ya que estamos, vamos a aprovechar. Si es un prestamista debe tener mucho dinero. O quizás no. No, quizás no tengo un carajo. ¿Qué es esta mierda? No hay nadie acá. Buah. Creo que no hay nada más. ¿Ok? ¿Será este? Lemar. ¿Qué pasa?
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
Préstame dinero.
Well, lend me some money.
Sure, how much would you like? I charge 20%.
Lo voy a pensar.
I'll think about it.
Make up your mind, don't waste my time.
Un cáliz de oro tenés ahí, ¿eh? Voy a volver. Después. Ok, no sé qué más queda por hacer acá. Entonces no me queda nada más por hacer. En esta parte del barrio, en esto que puedo acceder. Quizás hablar con alguno de los que tengan nombres o algo. ¿Me podés enseñar a abrir esas
Can you
cerraduras?
teach me how to pick locks?
You have brought me the 100 gold pieces. That is very decent of you. I am almost embarrassed, but I must ask even more of you. If I cannot pay back my debt to Lamar soon, he's going to send his thugs after me. Give me another 100 gold pieces, and I shall instruct you.
Ok.
Fine. Here are 100 gold pieces.
In that case, we can start whenever you're ready.
10 puntos de aprendizaje, sí, creo que tengo. Enséñame a abrir.
Teach me how to pick a lock.
All you need is a lockpick. If you move it carefully left and right in the lock, you can unbolt the mechanism. But if you move it too much or too fast in the wrong direction, it will snap right off. The more adept you become, the fewer lockpicks you are going to need. That's all there is to it, really.
¿Y si quiero ser aprendiz de uno de los otros maestros de aquí?
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
¿Cuál sería? Sí, un sirviente de lo más humilde, maestro Torben.
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing too.
No.
Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
Puta madre. Sí, pero me acuerdo. El de Belial era el otro. No. O sea, dale.
Hey.
Dame tu bendición. Dame la bendición, dale.
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adanos, my son.
Hecho. Nos vemos. Eso fue fácil. Uy, ya creo que tengo la aprobación de todos. ¿Y qué es la aprobación?
How about your approval, Master?
Has Vatras given you his blessing?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you also get the blessing of a priest of Innos?
Si te referís al mago de mierda ese que me robó, sí.
You shall have my blessing as well. No matter what path you decide to take pride in doing a good job, my boy.
Ok, nos vemos. Bueno, ya está. Habilidad de abrir cerraduras desbloqueada. Nada más tengo que unirme al tipo este. Y creo que lo corto acá porque ya se alargó mucho esto. Ay, no. Voy a tener que volver a la mañana porque está durmiendo y me va a sacar a las peñas el tiempo. Ok, ya está.